lovely lot. Wow, this is going to be a fun show. I love a Colour Me Happy. It's so much fun. I just love the techniques. Yes, Craig, we are excited. Craig's very excited over the other side of the corner. He's really excited. He's brought his splash of colour. The jacket's
Saturday
off.
night. Jacket's off.
Jacket's off. It's cash. We're going to go bit of colour, and it's going to be all about the Colour Me Happy. But we've made an executive decision because there's nobody here to stop us, so we can do it because nobody can say no. So you know what they say. Don't ask for permission, just ask for forgiveness. That's what we've decided. So we have decided to bring forward some of our Second Chance Sunday deals that should have been tomorrow at 11. We're doing them today at 6. Why not? Because there's nobody here to say no, and that's what we're doing. So, loads of you joining us. We'll catch up with all of those in a minute. But first, let's go say hello to our Craig.
Hello.
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 There.
What a lovely day it's been. Had a lovely day today.
It has.
It's been fab. Absolutely fab.
We've had our tea.
We have indeed.
We've had a rest.
We have indeed.
We're ready to go again.
We've had some sugar. We've done some filming on social media. Yeah. Did you have a donut, Johnny? Did you? Yeah. Liam? You had a sugar one. Did you have one?
I had a jam donut.
You had a jam donut as well. So we've
Did
had
you
jam.
have one?
I've had a jam donut. Yeah.
There we go. We're sorted, aren't we?
Yeah. So we've had jam donuts. We've had tonics tea cakes. We've had cups of tea. We've had our tea. So yeah, we're all sugared up, ready to go for this Colour Me Happy.
You had to think about that,
I had to think about that one there, yeah. Colour Me Happy. And then, yeah, we are going to be doing some colouring, but as you said as well, because really as well, some of the items you actually even sold out. We were meant to focus on in this show. You sold out even before me and Corrine went live this morning on Play Your Crafts Right. So we're just going to do a little bit of previewing, but you can still get your hands on Second Chance Sunday. It's going to be good. That will be so much fun. So, quickly before we start that, let's just have a quick rundown of who's watching. We've got Terry Anderson. I think I've seen her project. Hello again from Ohio, watching while working on making another craft along project. She's made one and she's doing it again. There you go. You are loving that craft along. Charlotte Everett says, good evening, all my friends, my crafting lovelies from here in Herne Bay. Debbie Owings is hi again from Florida, where it's really starting to heat up. Well, can you send a little bit of the heat this way? Because I'm away for 2 days this week and I quite like a bit of sunshine. We've got Zoe Carver says, evening all from a sunny West Sussex. Oh, it definitely sounds like it's getting better. Tim C says, hi all from a beautiful sunny Nottinghamshire. Thank you, Tim. You needed to tell me that just because that's where I live and I'm not there tonight. We've got Lindsay Travasky, I think that's here it is, from Carmarthenshire, Mary Reno from Maine, and Polly Newsom-Bragg says hello from Texas. So all of those are coming through. Now we're going to go through all of these, but what I want to let you know is we have got an amazing deal over this weekend. So this is going to help you to build your own basket. So instead of us coming along and saying these are what you need to buy, what we're saying is build your own baskets and then you can get the discount that you want. So we're calling it spend more to save more. So what you're going to do, if you spend £30, dollars or euros, you're going to get £5 dollars or euros knocked off that. So you need to put the code 5OFF30 in the promo box. Really, really simple. But if you spend £50, euros or dollars, then we're going to give you £10, euros or dollars off that. And so the code, I think you've worked that one out, is 10OFF50. So normal terms and conditions apply. Unfortunately, you can't use it on like the very newest releases, and you can't use it on our machines and things like that, or US warehouse products, which I know there's a big show on with those tomorrow night. Really nice, because it means Craig and I get an early bath tomorrow. Yep. We finish at 3, and I don't remember the last time I finished at 3, so I should be heading down there. And hubby has got strict permission, strict instruction even, to make sure my tea is ready for 6 o'clock when I get in. So what have you asked for? What have you requested though?
I've asked for some nice form of lamb casserole, cauliflower mash and cabbage and some other vegetables.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He said, and I said, but you've got free hand to make whatever you want. But make sure it's within those parameters.
Yeah.
So we'll see what I get. We'll see what I get. There we go. Right, now, let's start with the first thing. So, Colour Me Happy. All about your colouring. So we thought we should do you a really, really lovely pen bundle. Now, this is our Classiques pens. They're dual-tipped. They are refillable pens. They hold quite a lot of ink in these, which made me go and get our John to refill the one that Craig emptied in the last show. So they're dual tip, so you get your chisel and your bullet on either one. They're all one colour in the pen. But in these packs, so we're giving you 10 packs of 6 pens. And on most of the packs, I think all of the packs, what you're doing is you're getting all of one colour tone, but we're giving you 2 different sets within here. So if we look at this purples, and it's always easier to look at it from there. I'll show you from there, look. Oh, there we go. You can see. We've got our pink-violet sets. We've got PV2, 3 and 4, but we've got PL, which I think is just purple. We've got PL2, 3 and 4. So you can see you've got 3 from one purple range and 3 from another. So they are going to be perfect for blending. Now these are all alcohol pens. So all of those tips and techniques that you have learned from our shows are going to work for these. Get your Nina card out. Make sure, oh, there we go. Look, he's found those on Craig's desk. They're ready to go. Look at that. Don't they look lovely shaded like that? So, you know, you can be doing all of your tips and techniques. Remember, alcohol pens work on lots of mediums, such as your gems, such as your ribbons, such as your acetate. I've done craft metal with this, so you can be doing things for the garden. There are loads and loads of products that you can use your alcohol pens on. And, of course, they blend beautifully. So we're going to give you your purples. We're going to give you your blues. And, again, you've got the 2 sets of the blues. I think that's ice blue and true blue, if I remember. So you've got those 6 of those. You've got 6 of your pinks, and that includes the bubble gum that we've had to refill today because Craig used it all up earlier, but that's fine. They are refillable, so that's not a problem. You've got your dark skin, but I think, again, you're seeing hair colours in there. You're seeing feather and fur colours in there. All of those, you know, your autumnal ones. Now, you've got your greys as well, and Craig was showing you earlier on that Colour Your World stamp how you can undercolour with your grey tones to really add in even more shades of a certain colour. And also your Ice Grey 2, is that one? I think that is, yeah, Ice Grey 2 is the really good one for outlining things, to make it pop, to make it look as if it's been decoupaged up or raised up. Then you've got your turquoises, aren't they gorgeous? Really going from really pale ones to quite a nice strong one here. You've got your browns again, more hair tones, more potential skin tones, fur, feathers, all of those going to be there. You know, your scene ones as well. You're going to be using them with these, with your greens. Look at these, all these beautiful greens. You're going to be able to do all your trees, your nature and everything when you combine the greens and the browns. Maybe you're going to bring in a bit of yellow for some autumnal looks. Look at these, some really beautiful ones. You've got your daffodil and your, what's the one? Daffodil and dandelion, which I really like. They're 2 lovely strong ones in there. Then you've got these. Now, these are really useful. This is your shade and tone. And you've got your blender pen just here. And you've also got your true black. 2 really, really useful ones. You've got some greys here and some browns, but they are different ones to in the rest of the collection. We're not going to duplicate them up, so you're going to have some different ones. Look at that. Now, Craig has laid all of his out. That is all 60 pens. Look at that rainbow of colour. Beautiful, isn't it? Really, really gorgeous. And you're going to get all of those. Now, Craig's got them laid out there because he's just got them straight out boxes. Don't worry about those gaps. I can see those in his hand as we're doing them. But once you get them home, you're not going to be wanting to put them in and out of the boxes all the time. I forgot to tell you, these should be $99.99. I forgot to say that, sorry, because you've got 10 boxes, normally at $9.99 each, but today you're going to get them for £60 or $85. So we're giving you 40% off for that, which is a brilliant deal. But look at that, platinum price, £48 or $68. Now that straight away is going to allow you to use your 5 off 30, £2 in there, and you're going to get your 10 off 50. You're already there in the US, you're 10 off 50, so make sure you knock that down. So we're now saying $58 for your pens, which should be $149.50. So we're nearly at 60% saving, which is brilliant there. Now, as I was saying, if you bought your pens, you need to store them properly, and that's where this has come in so well. Now, this has been the item we have sold the most of all day today, because you love a bargain, and this is a bargain. These trays, 6 trays, each tray holds 12 pens, so you can store 72 pens. Now you can go up in a stack, you can go out widthways, they all interlock in both directions, so you really make them fit in whatever storage you've got, whether it's your shelves. Now these should be $19.99 or $24.95, but we're giving you these today for $9.99 or $12.47, half price. But don't forget, you've got your platinum price at $7.99 or $9.98. As I was showing you earlier, these are your trays. You can see in there, your Classiques are going to fit absolutely beautifully, as are your illustrators, as are your aqua markers. I think I've got all of those, the shorter ones. But if you want to put in your tri-blends, tri-colours, tri-brush, they will also fit because the barrels are all the right size. They'll just hang over the edge. I've used them for mine and I don't have any problem at all. So these are going to stack up, they're going to stack to the side. It's however you want. 72 pens. Think how many you get. Now remember, there's 216 in your Classiques. There's a lot in your tri-blends, your illustrators. How many of these sets do you think you need to get your pens in disorder? Because if you've got them on display, you're more likely to use them because they're just there at the side of you, on your desk, on a windowsill, on a shelf. It's up to you. But have them at arm's reach so that you can actually use them. And, you know, a pack of 6 is going to fit in one half and the other pack of 6 is going to fit in the other half. So, you know, absolutely perfect. Craig, I think you've got a set ready to show us how they store and stack and everything like that.
So what I've just done is I've just taken ours from the side. Now these are in no specific orders as to the pens that you've got there. This is just to give you a visual idea as to what you can do with them. You know, all the pens that you go for, if you do go for the ones Corrine just showed you, what I've got laid out here, they're going to fit through, or they're going to fit on all of these here. Perfect size for your Classiques, but you will be able to fit your tri-blends on these if you wanted to. They're just going to be over that edge that little bit further, but you can still absolutely store them. So yeah, so you're going to get 6 within that set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to get that amount there with all of your Classic pens that are going to go in there if you choose to actually use them with your Classic pens, but either directly on top of each other. You can just slot them into the side if you want to, or they will also go and clip on at a little bit of an angle as well. So if you've got maybe a bit of an angled back or something, then you can then just start to then slant them just to the side.
Oh, yeah.
So this is how it is. But then what will happen is if I go into the next one, and then they just keep clipping into place
like
at a bit of a different angle. So, you know, the 6 of them. So you've either got that full flush back, or you can have them at a bit of an angle. So if you've got something, I don't know, a plug or an extension plug or something like that, just in the way there, then what you can then do is you can have it at an angle. Or, as I say, if you do want to, if you'd rather just clip them in, they do just clip it. I'm not going, well, I can just do it while they're in position. So then there you go there. So you can clip them that way. You can do a couple along, or you can go up.
I've got them on my shelves, which are effectively kitchen cupboards.
Okay.
IKEA kitchen cupboards, and I can get 3 trays side by side.
Can you?
Yeah. It fits. So if you've got like standard kitchen cupboards a bit like this, you'll get 3 trays side by side with a little bit of a gap.
Yeah.
So I've just got like a book or something at the end. So
absolutely, yeah.
Perfect.
So then there you go. And as you said before as well, what you have got within these ones, if I take this one, so yes, it's going to hold 12 of your pens, but the centre one, so let me just unclip that one. Let's see if I can do it without the other pens actually pinging up. And there's a specific reason as to why I'm wanting to do this. I'm just going to, because I can just tell. You can see that they've got a good latch. So let's just bring that one in. So if we can see, I'm not sure the best way, probably, actually, yeah, if we go, there we go, if we go, oops, there we go. There we go. Can you see how this middle one has got a slightly taller section in the middle? So yes, you can hold the 12, but then if you are going to then go in with your individual packs, if you're going for them today, you can hold the 6. So you might have to have the blues in one, you might have the greens in the others.
Yeah.
So it's one continuous tray, but you can, if you want to visually, you can just section them off. So you've got your greens, you've got your blues, you've got your browns, you've got your greys, you've got your yellows, etc., when it comes to the trays.
We have sold a phenomenal amount of those today. Quickly, there are so many people on already. It sounds like it's a really busy show. I think everybody must have got the email saying we're bringing Second Chance Sunday forward. I got mine. I'm just going to whiz through these. So we've got Carletta Morris says hello from Arkansas. Stephanie Theodos says hello again. Everyone turned out to be another sunny, warm day here in Farmingdale, New Jersey. That's a nice place to be. Colleen Passardi says hello from Disney World at the pool and watching you both.
Amazing.
Wow. Now, yeah, how to make us jealous,
exactly.
Colleen. At the pool at Disney World, yes. We've got Lisa says hello from Minnesota. Jacqueline Davey, hi. Bromley again. Caroline C is hi all from a sunny Edinburgh. I think it's sunny everywhere today in the UK.
I think it is, yeah.
Rachel Brown, good evening from Shropshire, everyone. Lynn Trivaskis. Thank you, Lindsay, sorry. She's actually spelt it phonetically for me. It's Travaskis, thank you. Hannah Gusing-Smith says happy birthday for Tuesday to me. Oh, that's very kind of you, thank you. I'm looking forward to my day. Lynn Blackledge, who is Go Live Granny, who you all saw if you tuned in at 2 o'clock, says, hi there, thanks for this afternoon. What a great time I had. Now off to make family memories, just waiting for the lift from the bus stop. Well, go have a lovely time, Lynn, and thank you for this afternoon. And we really do hope that you'll volunteer again for another craft along.
Definitely.
Linda Armstead says hello all from Maryland. Mary Pat 1000, good morning again for everyone from sunny Montana. Rhonda, hello, Corrine, Craig, CTV crew, Team Social, and all my crafty friends from around the globe. It's a sunny, beautiful, warm day here in Oak Park near Chicago. We really are global, aren't we? Panda Crafts, she says, hello everyone, just watching Debbie. That's Debbie Robinson on Hobby Maker. She's got some lovely deals there. Susan Griffiths is saying hello to everyone. She had to log in and see, and she watched a bit of the spectacular craft along. She thought, Craig, you're a star, and hopes Michelle gets better soon. She'll be back up next week. Faye Parks, hello again. Corinne and Craig from Faye in Kent. Jeffrey Langley, Claire Robinson. Jamie Ennis says, nice collection of pens, Craig. So does our Susie. Wow, look at all those pretty pens. Susie says, I have 2 stacks of trays back to back on a Tiffany rotating design board.
Oh, brilliant
That's
idea.
A new idea. Takes up a little less space and I can spin round to find what I need. She did it with an ink pads on another design board. Well, I happen to have seen a design board that we might be looking at in a bit. Rhonda said, that's an amazing prize. Oh, and hopefully in a few minutes we might get a picture of Lynn's finished craft along. Oh, she's not tagged the picture onto the email. Never mind. Well, hopefully that'll catch up with us because we'll hopefully see that in a minute. Anyway, thank you, everybody. It's really... Oh, there we are. Susie sent it through, so hopefully we can catch up with that at the next time I go through some comments. Right, now, we've looked at the pens. We've looked at the way to store your pens. But you need something to colour when you've got your pens. You certainly do. So I have got the most amazing bundle. Now, this is giving you 50% off. Well, more than, because it's $64.91 or $86.75. But today's price, nice, round, easy, £30. So remember, that is actually only 25 because you can use your 5 off 30. £30 or $38. Platinum price, £24 or $30.40. 9 sets of stamps. Well, they're stamps and dies varying. So you've got your Bell Countryside, you've got your Statement Floral. There's 5 elements in here between stamps and dies. Absolutely gorgeous. This is a perfect image to be colouring with your Classiques, so you can add your shading and your blending. We have got Congrats. Now, I might have seen that one on Craig's desk, so we might be going over to that one in a minute. I've not seen that before, but I really do like that. That is your card in one, isn't it? It's almost like a create a card in stamp format, I think. We've got Bell Countryside Country Home. Oh, I've seen some samples with this. This is beautiful. Look at that. You can really go to town with your colouring. Loads of lovely sentiments as well. One for your Masquerade Ball. This is ready for the ball. Beautiful one. I love colouring this little mask in. It's so much fun. Now, from our Natural Beauty collection, you have got Tumbling Waves and Florals. I mean, this is hair envy time. But how many sets of browns did you have? The browns and the yellows and the natural tones in those pen collections would be perfect for that, as it would be for luscious locks. Now, just because we've showed you here into what I'd call your blonde highlights or your brunette, oh, there we are, the brunette, you can be doing whatever colour you want. They could be reds, they could be blondes, they could be black hair, grey hair, whatever, rainbow hair. Talking of rainbows, there you go, what a segue that was. That was pure fluke, pure fluke. Believe in yourself, it's our unicorn. This is where you can really go to town with all of those colours. I can see the pinks, you know, your turquoises, your greens, your yellows. Bring all of those colours you've got. Let's go, that cacophony of colour. So why not use it? There we are. We have our sunflower collection, Sun-Kissed Wishes, really lovely set. I love this one. I love the half stamp here. Really lovely, gorgeous sentiments that you're going to bring out. And this one, I have coloured this one quite a few times, and it is beautiful to do your shading on. It is all that jazz from the Roaring Twenties collection. Now, you haven't got to pick one. You haven't got to build your bundle. You're going to get all of those. And if you're a platinum member, that's £24 or $30.40. An amazing value bundle. I think this will keep you going for quite some time. If you were to buy the pens and this, that would be a brilliant bundle. So, Craig, which one are you going to show us first?
So let's have a look at that Congrats stamp, because I love that one. It's one that I've not used for quite a wee while. It's not been featured for a wee while, and I do really enjoy it. I enjoyed it when it first came out in the bigger collection. So I'm going to go for this one because it's actually quite a sizable stamp. Just in case I don't get a full impression, I'm going to go in with my large stamping platform, although it will absolutely fit on your 6x6. I'm only doing it just so that I can ensure that I get a really perfect stamped impression. And I've gone in with some of my Nina cardstock here. So let's go in with our stamp and let's take it off its backing, and then I'm just going to position it onto my card. So let's get that into position, and then when I am happy with that one, let's go in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my discs in now that I know that that's where I want it. Let's go in, yeah, and then...
If they're new stamps, they can cling to the card, can't they?
They can do, yeah. They can do indeed. So you can see it's just doing it there. So just giving it another light press. Just going to carefully, he says, pull that one up. I'm just going to then flatten that down. Once again, I'm just going to make sure that's exactly still where I need it, which it is. And then because it is a brand new stamp and it's not been used, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime it lightly. So a couple of ways that you can do it. The best, for me anyway, the best way is just to go in with your translucent clear ink pad. If you have got your stamp cleaner, you can then just give it a little bit of a wipe with your stamp cleaner, or you can go in with your low tack tape and then just put a nice coverage of your low tack tape, and then, you know, press it in and then just peel it off, and then that's just going to take any of that residual material from the stamp. But either way...
lint roller in my craft bag for that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Never thought of a lint roller before, no.
Or you can go across it with an eraser.
Yeah, you've got that one as well.
Lots of different ways, isn't there?
There really is. There really is. But I always just go with my translucent clear ink pad. Now, you only need to do this once. Now that I've done that once, you don't need to do it again. And now I'm going to go in with my alcohol proof, my Noir Black. Now, it's not going to affect your ink. It's not going to damage your ink pad. Nothing like that. All that it's doing is it's kind of essentially, it's giving it a light little prime layer over the top for your alcohol proof ink pad to sit onto. So let's make sure we've got a really good coverage, and then we can then turn that around. Now this is why I wanted to go in with my large stamping platform, just because it is a nice sizable stamp. So if I did miss any bits, then I know I can go back over the top straight away and know that I'm going to get it back into position. So let's just press, and then we can then have a look and see which, perfect, happy with that one, really happy with that. So taking that away, move that one out of the way, and then we can go in, we can start to do some of our colouring. Just bringing in...
I love how that bold the wording is. It really
looks nice,
does
doesn't
make it look like it's entwined, doesn't it? It makes it look 3D.
It does. It really does. It's a fab look. You know, it really is effective with all of the roses around it. So I'm going to go in with the greens, and I'm going to go in with willow, bamboo and cameo green. So that's DG1, DG2 and DG3. And for this one I'm going to go in with the DG1, the light one first, which is willow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and I know usually I'll say do section at a time, but what I'm going to do within this one here with the light tone, I'm just going to do 2 leaves at a time, just because it's not overly big and I've still got time to come along and do my blending afterwards before the alcohol evaporates.
That colour combination in Tri-Blend is our dull green blend.
It is, isn't it?
And it's the one that hardly ever leaves my desk.
Yeah, do you use it a lot?
That 3 colour blend.
Yeah.
Such a lovely blend.
It's a good green, isn't it? I know it sounds daft, but it's a natural green. It's one, as you said, that you use quite a lot.
It's not got too much yellow in, I don't think.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, not at all. Really, really doesn't. And to be fair, it is one that I use quite a lot as well. But this time what I've done is I've gone into the darker green, which is your cameo green, so it's DG3. Remember, as Corrine was saying as well, because it's a set of 6, these are your other 3 greens that you've got. So you've got pale citrus, lime green and pear green. So that's CG1, CG2 and CG3. So you've got another tone of green there for you.
Got more, well, you can see, can't you, that they've got more yellow.
More yellow, yeah. You can see that, can't you? Instantly. Big difference. So I've gone in with that darker, so let's then go in with the mid-tone now. And I like to always use your bullet nib, and then you can tell straight away visually it's the bullet nib, because then you've got that grey bar all the way round. So then what we're just going to do for this one, because they're smaller, what I'm doing is I'm only crossing over ever so lightly or slightly as to where that darker tone is, and I'm just blending that in together. And then I'm going to come along into the next one, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm just going to blend that dark into that light. I've primed my cardstock by going in with that light tone first. And then I can go back in with that light tone. And then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to finish that off again. So once again, this time, I'm not going completely over that mid-tone that I've just done. I'm just etching the edge of that and pulling it in and blending it into that light tone layer. So we're just working our way in, blend that in like so. And then we can just leave that for a few moments or two for the alcohol to evaporate, and it will just blend that little bit better. And then let's go in with this one here. So I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'll just do 2 other leaves, and then I'll do some of the rows, because the leaves are all exactly the same. So let's go in.
LK on YouTube has asked, and I don't know the answer to this, are the nibs replaceable?
Yes, they are.
There we go.
They are replaceable. Both the bullet nib and the chisel nib, they are both replaceable. Whereas earlier on, where I was showing you how you take the chisel nib out, essentially it's the same within this side here. So if I just use my fingers and just pull them out, so that's pulling out the bullet nib. Now you can't refill from the bullet nib, that has to be from the chisel nib. But yeah, all you're just going to do, take it out, put your new one in. Your new one will look like a cream colour. It's essentially, it's just material. There's no ink on it. So the ink will actually start to flow down, and then that will colour your bullet nib. But yeah, you can replace them.
Brilliant. Our Susie just said, how cool, I didn't know you could tell the bullet nib without taking the caps off. Great tip. Then she says, and that's why I've just walked across the studio, we should do that with the illustrators too. So I've just picked an illustrator up, and I don't know whether our Liam can quickly show you this, but just so everybody knows, we've done it as well with these, look. So these are our illustrators. So I don't know if you can see, the cap goes right up to the barrel on the brush side, but on the bullet, or the fine detail one, there's a little white band. It's virtually the same colour as the casing, but on the illustrators, we can show you, that you can just see, look. There you go, Susie. So yes, we already do that with the illustrators. It is, we do that for you as well. There you go.
You do
so
indeed.
Answer that one.
Just think with that black barrel of the Classiques, it's easier to see, isn't it?
It is. I just think that's what it is, yeah.
So I've done just a few of the leaves for now. What we can do is let's go in with the yellows. So we've got daffodil, canary, and then we've got dandelion as well.
I love those three. I love the dandelion and the daffodil.
Beautiful yellows, aren't they? Beautiful yellows. And then when it comes to the other 3 yellows, you've then got GY1, GY3 and GY4. So that's moonlight, gold, and then gold yellow.
I was going to say they're much more orangey, but they're much more goldy, aren't they?
Goldy, yeah.
Gold yellow, there you go.
Lot more goldy in the colour that you've got within those yellows. And then essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the same, kind of, as to what I've done with the leaves there, but within the petals. So with these ones here, I'm going to colour these in yellow. I'm going to do yellow roses. So I'm going to go in with that light tone. And for this one, I am doing like little sections at a time. So let's just lay down that light tone there.
That was my dad's favourite colour of rose.
Was it? Yeah? The yellow.
Yeah.
They are pretty. They really are pretty. Really pretty. Certainly one of those at a distance but close up as well. You know, they've just got that visually different look, whether it's close or far away, but they are so stunning. Really stunning.
I think it's when it's on a sunny day, they seem to somehow reflect the sunlight, because it's yellow, so much more, don't they? They just are radiant on a sunny day as a yellow rose.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that sunlight must really does reflect them, doesn't it? Really makes the colour bounce even more. I don't even think, not that I've really had any roses myself, but I don't think I've ever actually had yellow roses.
No.
I've never gifted them anyway.
I planted a memorial yellow rose for my dad, because it was his favourite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lovely thought. Lovely thought. And it's actually not one, I didn't realise until later on in life that there was yellow roses.
Oh, didn't you?
No, yeah, I just always thought there was just red roses.
Reds and pinks, yeah.
Yeah. And well, even then, yeah, I'd really only thought it was red roses.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yep. Certainly it was a lot later that I realised or found out that there was yellow roses.
There's quite a lot of rambling roses are yellow. The ones that grow up trellises and things like that, rather than your shrub roses. Yeah,
if I see photos of them, then yeah, they are.
It's like up a cottage or, you know, up the wall, they'll often be yellow.
Yeah, you just see them just climbing up, don't you?
Absolutely beautiful.
Going in there. And then essentially all that I'm doing, I've gone in with that light tone, and then where I would have that darker tone, I'm just going in exactly with that, the darker tone, blending that one out with the mid-tone, and then I'm just coming back up, finishing that one off. So as you can see there, with that light tone now, I'm finishing off, and it's just the most smallest areas that I'm doing, but it's still so effective. And even with that darker, and there's nothing stopping you, if you wanted to come back and just go back in with that darker tone and add that little bit more, you've still got that tiny, small bit of time when it comes to the leeway for it to evaporate. So you can absolutely do that.
That's the thing with your alcohol pens. It's almost about stopping, isn't it?
Yeah.
And having 2 minutes for that alcohol to sort of evaporate and then look back at it.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
That's it. Yeah, don't be, so that's what I was just doing there. So this is what I was doing when Corrine started the show, and I started to colour this one in. So I'm just going to do a wee bit more to finish this one off. But yeah, beautiful to colour.
While you're colouring that, just an easy question to answer while you're colouring. Craig, says Stephanie Theodos, she says, Craig, do you find grouping the pens together by colour easier than by colour number? So I think she means like all your yellows together or all your greens. So a bit like, I think more like your pen trays up there, opposed to what you've got on your desk.
Right, so if it was to come and store in with trays, then I'll have them so the way they are. So I'll have my reds, I'll have my greens, I'll have my blues, I'll have my yellows, I'll have my greys, I'll have, you know, my tans. So I'll have them in that way. Colouring wise, like I won't go, right, I'm going to use dandelion because it's the light tone, I'm going to use canary because it's the mid tone, and then I'm using daffodil is the light, canary is the mid, and dandelion is the dark. I won't think of it in that way. I'll look at CT1 as the lightest, CT3 is the medium, CT4. So when it comes to the colour tones, I'll go by the codes.
I think what she means is, what you have to remember is those pen trays are work ones, and the pens get thrown back into them. I've never been to Craig's craft room, but I think it's probably more like mine in so much as all his red pens will be together in the colour group. So all the, you know, there'll be all the, I can't even think what colours the reds are, but they'll all be in the crimsons, all your crimsons will be together,
Gotcha.
then all your dark reds and all of those will be together. Then all the blues will be together in their groups within the blues.
Yeah.
Then you'll have all
Yeah.
your yellows together within the, and then with groups within those. So yes, if you're looking for a yellow, you can go that way. So
I see what you mean,
I imagine Craig's very tidy.
Yes, definitely. Yep, I've got them in order. I've got them in exactly as you were saying there. I do so easy, and then just easily, even you know, visually, you can just see where the reds are, the blues are,
Yeah.
and you know the direction that you're going in.
Oh, lovely comment here off Laura Gray. Yellow roses are my favourite. They remind me of my grandparents. My grandmother was a Texan and my grandfather fell in love with her and Texas during World War II.
Wow.
Oh, how lovely is that?
That's so lovely, isn't it?
Yes, there we go.
So
How
lovely.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't think, just looking at some of the comments, Kirsty D says, I have cubby holes in my desk where my trays and Classiques fit perfectly. They're within easy reach too. I agree. You don't want things behind closed doors,
No.
do you, when you're crafting?
No,
Doesn't
definitely
work,
not.
does it?
Definitely
that is
not.
just the most beautiful colouring, Craig.
Well, it's
that really is gorgeous.
Picking up on what you said before, Corrine, and it's what you know, Tiffany says as well about our storage. If you see it, you use it.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes for, you know, everything essentially in life. You know, whether it's the he shed or the she shed or the kitchen or whatever it is, wherever you are. If you see it, you're going to use it.
Yeah.
If you don't see it, you're not going to use
forget
it
about it.
because you forget about it. And if you can't get to it, you don't use it because you can't be bothered for the hassle of moving everything.
I have to admit, that's unfortunately where my shoe collection's gone wrong.
Is it?
I've got lots of shoes behind a cupboard that's hard to access, and I don't wear half of them. There we go. Liam's the same. There you go. There we are. Diet says, beautiful day here in California. Sun is shining. Our desert tortoise called Shelley is soaking up the sunshine. There you go. Love that. Ah, look at this. Look at how he's making this pop with that grey pen. That looks perfect.
But it's not my typical ice grey 2, no.
No, it's not IG2.
Controversial. I've gone totally off scale here, and it is blue grey 1.
Wow.
BGR1 I've gone with this time.
It proves then, doesn't it, that it works.
Yeah.
Regardless. And do you think it also works because that green and that yellow's quite a strong, bold colour?
Yeah, yeah. So what I would, for me personally, if you're going to draw around any of your coloured images or that, I would say either a light grey or a light blue. Both of them work, but then you team them together, that equally works. But as you were saying, you know, that blue-grey against the yellow and the green, certainly having your willow and your bamboo, it works an absolute treat. The ice grey 2 would work beautifully. One of your very light blues would work beautifully as well. But I just thought, let's go in with your grey blue, and then it just really does showcase.
But I mean, just looking at that, you've done half. And half's not. Look at the difference from the bottom half to the top half. Look at how it looks like Craig has die cut it out and raised it on foam pads.
It is like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I always think.
It really is. And it's really
it is a form of drop shadow, and then outlining every letter as well.
That's it. So, and that's something that get asked quite often, start that one again. That's something I get asked quite often. And what exactly are you drawing around, Craig? Everything. Wherever you've got white card, draw around it. So that's drawn all the way around. Any of these little apertures, you're drawn around. Now, like these ones here, so certainly that one there, I've drawn around that little triangle. Well, in the end, I've coloured it in. That's fine, absolutely fine. You're drawn around. Draw around what you see. If you end up colouring in the little apertures by the time the ink it gets together, that's absolutely fine. Like it probably happened with this R here. So if I draw around it, look at that. I've ended up just colouring it in there. Not on purpose, but it's just because of the sizing. So wherever you see your white cardstock, you are just going to draw around all the way around with your chosen pen, and that goes for all of your white space apertures as well. We're just going all the way in. So if I come into this one here, we're just going to go in, work our way around, and then you just carry on and you finish. And this is why I was colouring this one while you were opening the show, Corrine, because I really wanted to get to the point. It's not something to do very often live in the show, is actually draw around to create that highlight. So I thought, right, let's do it tonight with the classic pens, because these are the perfect ones. Of course, you can do them with tri-blends or your illustrators, but for me, the nib on your Classique are really,
you couldn't
really
do
easy.
this with an illustrator, could you?
No, well, I certainly wouldn't do it.
Difficult.
No, it would be too difficult.
And that sort of answers a question that Jamie Ennis said, is how many pens have you got there? Hopefully you can see the details on the side of the screen. All of those pens that Craig has got laid out there are part of this item, the Classique dual tip 60 pen selection. It looks quite impressive when it's laid out. It's 10 packs of pens in bundles of 6, so it's 10 different colourways. So there you go, £60 or $85, platinum price £48 or $68 today if you go for that. Wow, all I can say is wow.
So effective, isn't it?
Wow.
So effective. Really, really is. And that was just your 3 yellows, your 3 greens, and then your blue-grey. And that was all that I used for that image. And it really does just give you that wow factor when it comes to the image itself. And as you can see, I'm just going in. I've just used my tape, because I know that we've got tape and foam pad bundle on the website, or certainly on the show anyway. So just layered it on to a bit of our yellow cardstock. And then what I've done is I've gone in with some of our actual cardstock or pattern paper. And this is from our Knitwhip.
It certainly is.
And I thought that the yellow roses just teams it perfectly. And then we want to break it up. So if I move that out of the way, that, you know, that looks beautiful. It looks lovely, it looks gorgeous, it looks finished. You don't need to do anything else to it. But if you wanted to, then you can simply just put a deeper design as a breakup, and then you've just got that little bit extra. Doesn't take away anything from the image. If anything, it kind of draws your eye in more, because visually, okay, you think your eye's been hit to the congratulations, which it potentially is, but without you knowing, potentially your eyes are actually being drawn in by these two here, because it looks as though it shouldn't be there, even though it works. So your eye's drawn in, and then it's drawn into the actual sentiment itself. So it's just little things like that, although in saying that, just that sentiment on its own, on that card blank, would be absolutely fine, but just in with a little strip there, and then going in, and then you can ink these, you could distress these with your edge crimpler if you want to, or keep it smooth and flat. And in actual fact, if you do have this paper pad, even that side would work as well, because you've got the greens.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
So either or, have a look at your paper pads. Just because we're going with yellow roses, it doesn't mean that the background has to be all yellow. You know, you can then use a colour that's also within the actual images that complements each other, and that's exactly what it does. It complements it. Just to say, that actual one other colour that I'd used beforehand was the brown. So within this one here, just in the back, I didn't do any blending or shading, but right there on the branches, I used earth brown, which is EB4, and that's within that big bundle set as well. But no blending, no nothing. I just used that one pen on its own, and that was it. And then that is how I created that image. But then also, what about going in? For me, I personally would leave it at that. I like it like that. But if you want to come in with your Stay Sticky pen, maybe your clear sparkle overlay, and maybe tiny little accent bits, you could go in, or even your
you
glossy highlights.
You should have to be careful with the clear overlay, because it's water-based. It could potentially play up with your...
So if you go in, as long as you're not going in and pressing too much, you can absolutely go in. It's not going to affect any of that outer line. It's to do with the way that your alcohol ink, it's not coating your Classique pen, sorry, it's not coating your alcohol ink as such, but because of, there's something in, oh gosh, I remember speaking to Leanne once. Now, of course, I wouldn't go and saturate that whole lot with my clear sparkle pen.
Put little dots of highlights.
Little bits of highlights, you know, maybe some of the buds, even the actual rose heads itself, you'll find that your clear sparkle overlay would actually, that would be absolutely A-okay. And it's quite effective. Or yeah, go in with your Stay Sticky pen and maybe your silver flakes, just tiny little accent details. That's all that you need to then just finish it off. And then talking of finishing it off, that's all that I'm going to do. Into the middle, just here, create that banner, and then let's go in with the foam pads as well. That's in that bundle with the adhesive bundle. So I'm just going to add them there, 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 and then there. Lift it on a little bit of height. Do you know something? I do have a yellow bow. I'm not going to add it. I'm going to leave it all natural. Don't need it. Don't need it whatsoever. Straight into the middle there. And that is all that I'm going to do with it. That
looks stunning. Absolutely stunning. There is so much love for this. Everyone is loving it, loving the yellow roses. Craig, exactly, Craig, out of sight. Oh, that was out of sight, man. Mary Reno, Lynn Morton, those roses look real, looks like it's moving. Linda Armstead, very nice, Craig. Hannah Gossing-Smith, that grey really makes it pop. Since I saw Craig outlining stamps with ice grey a while ago, I have done this. Such a difference, says Susan Griffiths. Greetings all, heard nitwits and you Craig was calling me, says Fred 171. Brilliant, there we go. Absolutely gorgeous. Loads more comments and we'll go through those in a minute, but I've got a couple of pictures. Now, here is a picture from our lovely Lynn who did the craft along earlier. She has finished that, it looks absolutely beautiful. She sent us it in and she's going to make this with her granddaughter in the week. So there you go, a total success. Now, we were talking about how this would go with other collections, and Kirsty is showing us how it would work with your Roaring 20s. Look at that peacock feather, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, and I love this one. Terry, she tagged us in this one. Wow, for a wedding card. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Oh my God. I hope Michelle is able to catch these. If not, I'll give her a message and just say for her to have a look back. Or if you've posted them in the groups, she'll definitely see them in the groups. Although I've done the craft along, it was Michelle's craft along, so if you're posting them in the groups, make sure that you tag Michelle as well, because I know she would love to see them.
Right, a couple of comments we've had. 4 Holidays says, good afternoon from sunny Florida. BJ Clark 44 says, good morning from Oysterville, Washington. A beautiful day at the beach. Oh, our Susie's turned on the light and she saw that the illustrators have the band on. Tim C has asked if the tricolour pens are refillable. Tim, go back and look at our previous show today, first thing this morning, and Craig actually did a demonstration to show you how you could refill them almost by osmosis, get them to soak it up. So yes, but in a different way. There you go. Susan Griffith says, thanks Craig and Corrine, just grabbed an illustrator to check your tips. Now Lisa, question Craig, because I don't know the answer to this. Hi Craig and Corrine, do you know if you still make the hint of range of Classiques? I can't find them on the website.
No, we don't, unfortunately. No, so that was, so these were more, I think there was about 4 or 6 sets in the collection. They were pastel tones, so essentially, you know, not that I want to tease you or that, but for instance, the reds where you would have DR 1, 2 and 3, what we've done is we brought out a hint of, so instead of going darker, we actually brought out a range that went lighter, so it was like 0 point, such and such, 0 point. So no, we don't still have them in the range. However, it is something that I'm going to put forward, because you're not the only one to ask that as of late, actually. So I'm going to put that forward to the Spectrum Noir team. Just say, look, just letting you know, there's been a few requests as of late for them.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Look, you wouldn't believe so many comments, so many comments. Now, all of those people have been able to comment because they have got social. Now, if you want to know how to go social, oh, I thought we were going to that bit next. Here is a little video to show you how to get social.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You didn't.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan. Oh my God, can we clip that?
We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those three people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away. We're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
Hello and welcome back. Now, we're going to just go off piece just a little bit for a minute. But one quick question. Kendall has asked, Craig, what pens do you think are the best to colour with? The Illustrators or the Classic ones?
So this is purely personal, absolutely personal. For me, Classic pens. Classic pens. I love colouring with the Classic pens. You can use the Illustrators in the same way as Classics, as I explained earlier on today. Illustrators are more of a flicking technique to building up the colour, building up the depth, getting that flow of fur and hair and movement, etc., etc. But I love my tri-blend. My tri-blends are always my first go-to, but then if I want a wider array of colour, then Classics all the way for me. But that's just purely a personal choice for me. There's no right
I know
or
it's your
wrong.
personal choice, and I absolutely 100% agree with you. Tri-blends first, Classics second, but you've got a wider range of colours, and then Illustrate. Sometimes you want an Illustrator because you can get the flip, but yeah, they tend to be further down my
I'm
list.
sure if you were to ask Lily, I might be wrong, but if you were to ask Lily, she'd probably say Illustrator pens. Yeah, and Liam's agreeing with me. I think so, because she does love her Illustrator
Now
pens.
you've said that, every time I've seen her colouring, I think it's more with her Illustrators.
Illustrators, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. So it's horses for courses, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's what you
absolutely.
like. Now, these are some deals that you weren't supposed to see till tomorrow, but we thought we'd bring them back today. This is one that I showed you on Monday. Monday was a bank holiday, so maybe some of you weren't tuned in and maybe missed it. This is our watercolouring set with the rotating design board and the Nancy tote bag. And if I remember rightly, it doesn't say it on here, you are buying your rotating board, you are buying your Nancy tote bag, and we're going to give you, oops, there we go, it does say it on the screen, Corrine, read it, free aqua markers. I hadn't read that far ahead. Now, this is absolutely perfect. Look at this. This is your primary aqua pens. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, we were saying yesterday, if you are completely novice to colouring, you might want to consider starting with your aqua markers because they're a little bit of an easier transition into colouring. Now, we've already been hearing loads of ways you can be using your Nancy board. I'm going to ask Craig for his opinion on his in just 1 minute. I know he loves his. I love mine as well. So many uses. But I think it was our Susie was saying that she puts her pen trays on hers. She puts her ink trays on hers, obviously takes the clip off and uses those so that you can then turn it round like that. A really, really useful tool. What would you say about the rotating board and obviously the Nancy tote, which is designed perfectly to fit it in there with just that little bit of extra space. You can put in all your extra little bits.
I do. I love mine. You're probably like, yeah, no, Craig, you're probably going to say that, you know, but I have been vocal about it in the past. I do love mine. If I am colouring on the settee on the couch, if I'm not colouring in my craft room, I'm colouring on the settee on my couch, and I sit with my knees up again, close to my chest, with my rotating board on, and I'll just sit and I'll colour predominantly tri-blends, if not then the Classiques, and then I just turn it, and it's just like a natural habit that I tend to turn with my wrist, because I'm resting my wrist on it. So as I'm sitting upwards, wrist on the board, colouring, and then I gently just turn it around as I'm going as well. We've done shows in the past. Tiffany, for instance, in her garage, she'll have one where she does her spray painting on, so she'll have the model or whatever it is that she's spray painting, and then she'll spray, she turns it. She said cake decorators, perfect for cake decorators, model makers, yes. So if you're cake decorating, the icing, so you could be holding and you can be turning the bottom yourself just while you're doing the icing, model making, absolutely, yeah. I am going to, and it goes to come up, I don't like to be negative, but it always comes up, and I'm sure it's going to come up, so I am going to be voicing Leanne and say, please don't put your Geminis on them.
I did say it the other day, and I've been told, no, we're not supposed to do it.
It's to do with, it has been designed, it's been manufactured, it's been tested to weight levels, balance, etc., etc. The ball bearing runners underneath as well. So it's not been tested to the weights of something like a Gemini Junior, etc., etc. So we can't guarantee that it's not going to potentially tip, fall, do damage. Anything like that on that lighter weight that we've explained, absolutely yes. But Leanne has said as well, of course, please don't use it for that. But for things like that, we know by now, for everyone out of the US of A, there is something coming big very, 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 very soon that absolutely will solve that problem.
There you go, that's a tease. Now, if you want that, today's price is £34.98 or $41.94, but your platinum price is £27.98 or $33.55. Definitely one to get hold of. And even if you've got some of the aqua pens, they do eventually run out, so you know they can be your replacements. Now, if you have enjoyed some of the Spectrum Noir and the colouring bits that we've been showing you, then you might like this mystery bag today. This is £35 or $45 for nearly £52 or $73 worth of bits and pieces. So in there, you're going to get, and you've heard Craig and I both wax lyrical about these, you're going to get your tri-blends in your portrait blends. You've got your coral blend, your pale pink blend, fair skin, gold brown, tan and earth brown blend. So you think of those skin tones, those hair tones, use little highlights, you know, that bit on your décolletage where you know, a little bit of shading. Absolutely perfect. And again, still going to work for your animals with your skin, with your fur and your feathers as well for some of those browns. A beautiful set. I mean, coral doesn't just have to be used for portrait skins. I used it in the centre of a flower that I've got for tomorrow. So there we go. You will probably see it if you tune in tomorrow in the, I'll be colouring in the centre of a flower on the deep border.
Oh, who are you on with tomorrow? Who are you on with tomorrow?
You, I believe.
Oh, so we are.
I'm going to make you stand there and drool and watch me do the demos. I know. He loves those. Right, we're also going to give you some of your Aqua Tricolour pens. 3 of those, 9 colours. Absolutely brilliant. I love these with the Aqua pens. The colours aren't in the sort of same colour family. They're really, really gorgeous. You've got your Botanic Naturals, which are quite greeny, your Cool Marines, which are different blues, and your Rich Florals, which are pinks and purples and work beautifully. You've got your metallic paint markers. So these are all in the molten copper. You've got your 7mm, your 3mm and your 4mm nibs on those. Really lovely. Now, my metallic markers are going to go onto so many different mediums: glass, plastic, stone, as well as your cardstock. They look beautiful on your mount board. All of those really, really strong colours. And this will work really well. This is your Bordeaux opaque pink ink pad. Look at this. You can look at the colours. You've got your molten copper. You've got your Bordeaux. You've got your portrait colours. All of these, this is a really beautifully thought out bag because all of these colours will complement each other perfectly. And this is a staple that, surprised to see it in a mystery bag because this is just one of our core products. This is your glossy highlight for adding a little bit of shimmer and shine to all your projects. Is it your eyes? Is it little raindrops? Is it glasses? Is it just something you want to be shiny? Absolutely perfect. And we're giving you a full, just trying to read, 60ml. I have been here a year and you can't hardly even see a dint in my bottle. So yes, so that is brilliant. All of that today, £35 or $45. A really lovely, thought out, sort of have a try your Spectrum Noir mystery bag. So yeah, brilliant. Now we've got a few more deals. Oh, we'll have a look at those. Check the shop, the show. Check the shop, the show page, and there are some more on there, but we're going to have a look at those. But first, Craig's going to show us another demonstration using those Classiques pens.
I am indeed, and actually what I'm going to do is I've already stamped it out. I've used the stamp set that is from that Bell Countryside, so that one there is from that stamp selection that Corrine was showing you earlier on. And what I've done is with the alcohol proof, but instead of black, because we've gone for that kind of nature feel with that country cottage, I've gone in and stamped with the rustic brown, so that one being your alcohol proof. And then what I've done, I've got a selection of the pens. So I've got some from the brown, so I've got natural brown, earth brown and bark, EB2, EB4 and EB6. I've gone in with the greens again. I'm using the same greens, willow, bamboo, and then green cameo or cameo green, DG 1, 2 and 3. And I'm just using a couple from the shades and tones. So the muted brown, MB1, and then a really dark walnut, GB11. But that one there is only...
Was that when were you singing the Muppets?
Oh, I clearly have to explain here. So on the VT, that lovely lady, it says the incredible things about us. She says there's magic in the air. For me, it just reminds me of the film The Muppets Christmas Carol, the songs, there's magic in the air this evening. So whenever that VT plays, I end up singing it. In that last break, I nipped through to the toilet, and as I came out, that bit, because I could still hear in my ear, that bit of the video was playing, there's magic, so I started singing, there's magic in the air. Johnny's just announced in my ears I've got to start colouring, going, who's been singing the Muppets? I've got Muppets stuck in me. Who's been singing There's Magic in the Air this evening? Sorry, Johnny, that was me. But I had to explain because it's like, what's he laughing at all of a sudden? It's magic in the air. So there you go. Whenever you see that VT now going out, you're going to be thinking exactly the same. Muppets Christmas Carol. Right, so we've got our 3 colours there, good to go, our 3 sets good to go. So let's go in with the browns, and then I'm going to go in with that lighter one. So let's start off with the roof. And even this size here, you could go in with your actual chisel nib if you want. I still prefer to go in with my bullet nib.
Can I just, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, because Patricia just a couple of minutes ago asked this as a question. This came through just about 4 minutes ago. She says, this might be a silly question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Never a silly question, Patricia.
No.
I've heard that the wide edge, as in the chisel, thank you, edge of a Classique pen is for laying down a lot of colour. But when would you ever want to do that?
So you can be doing that. So if you do have a larger image, a large area to cover, exactly that. You know, we do big stamps where you can then have a bigger scope of area. So exactly that. If you are just wanting to go in and then really start to build up that colour in a bigger area of space. So you can just start to go back over the top. Now, of course, I would be doing this with a bit of scrap underneath because this is my scrap. But yeah, if you are just wanting to go over on a larger surface, you know, if you are just wanting to go in, and even some of your smaller areas, but you can still go in and add the size of the chisel nib, you can absolutely do that. Or maybe you just want to go in and actually use your Classique pens as a way to colour your ribbons, or, you know, your mount board or your chipboard or anything like that. Then this is when you can then come along and use that chisel nib. So I'm not going to say that you're predominantly going to be using the bullet nib, but with the Classique, you probably will be, unless you are doing big areas to colour in big areas. But then let's think of it this way as well. There's nothing stopping you. You want to do things such as faux mats and layers as well with them. So, you know, you could then come along, say you don't have any brown cardstock, but you want to do a brown mat and layer, then just use your ruler to etch the edge of your cardstock. And then it's a nice other way. You know, yes, your Classique pens, Spectrum Noir Classique pens are artist quality, so you're going to want to use them predominantly for your alcohol colouring. But still, if you need to colour coordinate any of your cardstock or your layers, that's when you would potentially come along and use your chisel nib. Sorry.
Brilliant.
So there you go. But yeah, most of the time, Corrine, I use my bullet nib. That's what I use a lot. So let's go in with that darker, which is your EB6. And then for this one, I'm just going to come in here. Now with this stamp, so this is the one, as I said, that is from your Bell Countryside, and it was in that stamp assortment that Corrine was showing previously.
Thank you, that's just answered Rosalind's question.
Oh, there you go then. There you go. And this one has a lot of highlight detail already on the stamp. So essentially for this one here, just go in with that darker shade of colour and then just follow those highlights that are already there. This is now another one that we've run dry, so we'll need to refill that at some point. But then let's just go in now with that mid-tone, and I'm just going to blend that out, following that darker tone that I've already gone in and done. So it's usually, when you've seen me do alcohol colouring, I'll maybe start to the left, progress to the right, or come in at an angle. But for something like this, I'm actually using these highlight lines as a guide for myself. They're there, the team have put them in as a nice way to create highlight, so let's just follow it. Let's just follow their lead and replicate what they've done. So I need to go back in with EB2 and then blend that out. I'm just going to go in, blend what I've just done out there, colour in. Squeak's normal, don't worry about the squeak. So let's go ahead and blend it in. I'm just going to let that evaporate for a little bit longer. I'm going to go back and I'm still going to go in and add a little bit of darkness underneath. Let me just see if we've got another EB6 just to the side. Oh, I do. Here we go. That was with luck. Oh, that's better.
You got one?
There we go, yeah. Got a nice juicy one here. There we go. So I'm just going to go follow that. Yeah, much better. Here we go. Follow that in. I'm going to blend.
I took that bubblegum pen through to our John.
Oh, did you?
And said, oh, John, can you refill this with a re-inker? And he got our boxes of re-inkers out, and the look on his face, bless him, because they're just all in lots of boxes, and he looked a little bit crestfallen, but we found it really quickly.
You did?
We were lucky.
That was lucky.
It was quite easy to find, but initially the look on his face.
That was really lucky,
was
yeah.
not impressed.
It's like some of them, it could be like a needle in the haystack, isn't it? Because you have to take the bottle out and look at the side, don't you, for the code.
Exactly.
See if it matches the code. Is that, yeah. Let's just move that completely out the way so I stop picking it up. You're going back in. So yeah, this is just the grey. This is just the browns. Once again, just following in. Now this is potentially a stamp that you may look to use your Illustrator pens on if you've got it, because you've got kind of like that thatch work within the roof there. You've got the weave, so to speak, or maybe the movement from the trees and the branches. You've got the bushes down here as well. But as you can see, still nothing stopping you whatsoever from going in with your Classic pens, like I like to do, and use these ones. And it's section by section and colouring, a bit like flower forming, and you can do whatever you like at home, but I would recommend don't go in doing it with the intention to rush it. Take your time. It's not something that you want to rush. Take your time, enjoy it. You know, if you've only got 5 minutes and you've got a little section to colour, then of course, absolutely do that. But if you really do want to get a really good colour, a blend, just use your sit-down time, relax time, and do your colouring then.
You laugh, this will make you smile. Rain Kitty's Meow on YouTube says, all my cat's ears are moving with the squeaks.
Oh.
There you go. Where's that? Where's that
squeak's coming from? Squeak, squeak. It's when you hear exactly that, anything on TV or anything like that, and it gets the dogs going. When I was at home the last weekend, my mum and stepdad, John, they love, you know, like the dog shows and what have you. And we're watching one, I think something like dogs behaving badly or something. And I had a dog whisperer in, and one of the dogs was barking and then, you know, growling and whatever, and Clemmy was all over the place. Look, she knew it was coming from the TV because she was eyeballing it, but then she kept darting about, looking about, seeing exactly, was it coming from the TV? Was it coming from the door? Was it behind the settee? Oh my God, it was funny, absolutely funny. You see her going crazy, absolutely crazy. The slightest noise and set them off. I say that unless a burglar comes in and she'll probably just lay there and be petted.
So is this the DG again?
So yeah, going back into the green now. So this is DG1, DG2 and then DG3. So working this one in. And what I'm doing with this is exactly what I've done with that one, and I'm using these highlight lines that are already there. So I've gone in with that lighter tone. I'm going in with Cameo Green DG3. And then what I'm just going to do is where we've got these highlight lines, I'm just going to go in and then just do a couple of bold laydowns like that, following some of the directions of the bush. And then I'm just going to go in with the mid-tone. Blend that out.
Perfect.
Into here.
There we are. Oh, absolutely beautiful.
Working it in.
You're right over there, Craig. He's got the giggles.
No, absolutely fine.
He's fine. There you go, you can see the depth and dimension on it.
You can see it starting to build up. And that's all that I've been doing. So let's go back in with that lighter tone into the side of the tree. Just laying that down. Then we can go in, right, go in with the Cameo Green again. So that's the darker one. Into here, following those highlight lines. And then I'm going to go back in with that lighter tone, or that mid-tone anyway. And then I'm just blending that out, like so. And then I'm just going to go back in with that lighter tone. And then
you think there's a big contrast between that darkest and the lightest, but once you actually then bring in that mid-tone, it seems to equal it out, doesn't it?
It does. You know, and as you were saying beforehand as well, you know, just give it a minute to settle, let that alcohol evaporate. But then just say you just thought, oh, maybe that's still just a little bit too harsh. Go back with that light, because the lightest the colour, the more alcohol that's in there. So essentially, it's going to bleach out your cardstock. So if it is a little bit too dark for your liking, just go over with that light tone, and then what that's just going to do is that's just going to bleach out some of that harshness, that darkness of the colour. But I like it as it is, and as I say, it's still going to evaporate just that little bit longer.
Oh, Patricia was using her DGs last night in tri-blend form. She says they're perfect for any type of foliage. There we go. I think a lot of people like those.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, or it is one of the most popular set of greens anyway. Whether it's Classiques or whether it is your tri-blends or even illustrators. Yeah, I think it's because there's so little yellow in it. Like a pure green, isn't it?
It is, it is.
And then we can blend that one out. And then we're going to add that one in.
Now, on the side of the screen, we've got the details for the pens. Craig's got the 60 pen selection in front of him, so you've got more than enough colours there. The stamp he's using is from our stamp bundle. We've got 9 different stamp sets today. The £30, there we go. £30 or instead of £64.91. So that is a 50% saving on your 9 stamp sets there. There you go. It's down at the bottom. It should be £64.91 or £86.75. But today you've got it for £30 or $38. But remember, £30 means that you are going to be able to use your 5 off 30 code. There we go. So you can get an extra £5, dollars or euros off. Wow, that's really coming together. I'm loving that. So you can just see how it adds all those different colours.
That's it. So that bit there, so all that I've used, so instead of going and doing any essential like blending as such, I used the muted brown MB1, which is from the Shades and Tones, and then just right kind of in the eaves there, I've gone really dark with the Walnut GB11, which is also from the Shades and Tones. Now, if I bring in the one that I'd already done, now I don't know why. The one that I originally done here, the browns were from the dark skin blend that we can see here. So it was your RB2, RB3, and then your, RB1, RB2 and RB3 from the dark skin that I used for this one here, but you still get that in the pen bundle. You've got that set there. But then, yeah, just carrying on. So that was the same colours that I was using. So the set, greens, the sets of, well, dark skin, and then also a couple of the Shades and Tones to actually create that one. The sentiments from that stamp set as well, and just made a really, really simple card that you can see there, and then built up that colouring.
How beautiful is that? We love that. So that is gorgeous. Like we said, we've mentioned the pens and also the stamps. Loads of people in. What did you say? Lillian says, Craig really, she says it brings out the mischief in me, but then she says, why would you want to itch the edge of your cardstock?
Oh,
did you say
She said, I said etch.
It's the Scottish accent,
Scottish, yeah.
Lillian. It's etch. But it sounds like itch when Craig says it. It's
you maybe wouldn't want to itch the edge of your cardstock. No, don't itch it.
Cardstock. No,
might give yourself a paper cut.
That's too funny.
Itch it,
yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Patricia loves the fabulous tip about the chisel and the chisel tip and the ruler. And Sarah Lee, he says, saying hi. And Kendall says, I got the Classiques, being I love the tri-blends. Thank you, Craig, for the information. You are welcome.
You're welcome.
Now, I want to show you something. We launched this at the weekend sometime. Last Saturday, there you go, I couldn't remember. Now, these are easy to organise zip and store bags. So, I'm going to start with this one. Now, I can remember a little bit of the dimensions. It's 5.5 inches wide, it's 4 inches high, and if I remember rightly, it's about 20 inches in length. I'm hoping that's right. So, this is your large rectangle storage. Now, what's in here is just for demonstration purposes. This is our easy to organise range. So you've got the little logo EZ20, easy to organise. It's a new range through our Totally Tiffany storage, but they are absolutely gorgeous. This is what Craig was saying earlier. If you can see it, you use it. So it is totally clear storage. Look at this. We've got this zip mechanism that comes all the way round and back. But then we also give you this extra sort of hinge at the back so that that that, you're not pulling it tight. You've got that extra little bit of space. Everything pokes back so you can see right inside. There's no corners. If I go, oh, go that way, there we go. I will get there. There you go. There you go. Liam's going to do it. Thank you. So you've got no dark corners in there. Like I say, it's 5.5 inches wide, 4 inches high and 20 inches wide. So you're going to get a lot in here. But think about this one for your knitting and your sewing. Now look at this. You've got handles on either side, so it's going to make carrying it really easy. You can carry it that way, you can carry it that way, or you can carry it like that, really easy. And the great thing is, look at this. We're giving you a firm bottom. What everybody is hoping for. There we go. Firm bottom, so nothing. So when you pick it up, even if I pick it up like that, it's not gone all wobbly and, you know, and contorts on me. It keeps its shape. Now this is $11.99 or $14.95. These have only just launched, so they've only been on the market for a week or so. Your platinum price today is $9.59 or $11.96. But really special extra treat here, look. 25 bonus points. I'm sure that when you see this, you're going to build a bundle with this, because we haven't done them as a bundle, we've done them individually, empty and individual, and then you're going to build your bundle. You're going to get bonus points, but then I think you're going to be able to do, it's going to pop down here, you'll spend more to save more. I think you're going to get to that £30 or euros quite quickly and be able to get an extra 5 off. Right, the next one is a smaller rectangle. So again, it's still your 4 inches high. They're all the same, 4 inches high. Again, it's 5.5 inches wide. So I love these. So they're almost like modular. And I remember it was about 11.5 inches, 11, there you go, 11, I was nearly right. 11 inches in length. So it's almost like 2 squares put onto each other. So they're 5.5. Again, so this is your small rectangle, $9.99 or $12.95. But your platinum price is $7.99 or $10.36. You are going to get, again, 25 bonus points. But look at the way the lid opens this. So if you remember the other one, it opened like that. This is opening that way. Now, we worked out the other day that you could, we put this, let me just remind myself, because it's a week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ink pads high by 4, 24 ink pads. But actually, you can get another row in there, and let me just put one on, a couple on there. So what did I say, 6? You can easily get 8, and it will still, because you've got that extra hinge at the end, you'll easily get that. So 8 high by 4, 32 ink pads. Now, we did say that ink pad trays fit in here, but once it's in, your ink pads are then locked in your ink pad trays. If you wanted to do it, if you wanted to use this as a way... Oh, I've taken one without the lid there. Where's my lid gone for that? What colour is that picture? I've lost the lid. I've lost the lid. If you wanted to use it as a way to... there it is. No. If you wanted to use it as a way to transport in your trays, that would be absolutely brilliant, because like you say, your trays will fit in. Then you can take your trays out, put it on your desk wherever you want to go crafting, and it would work like that. But I wouldn't use your trays in here for every day, because it will lock the pads in effectively. But 24, 32 ink pads in there, perfect way to store. And I love the way that the lid goes backwards that way. $7.99 or $10.35 with your extra 25 bonus points. Now, here is your large square one. So again, it is 4 inches high. And I can't remember, that's about 10 by 10.5. Right, so we're calling it square, but it's half an inch off being square, but I can see straight away it's got, that's my longer length on that one, by your 10 inches there. Again, you've got your complete opening. We are making sure that there are no way that you're not going to be able to utilise all that. Can you imagine if your lid only comes to here and you've got to guide your things under? We're opening it out really easily. You've still got that extra hinge that's going to mean you can really store in there. It's got you clear all the way around. Now, this is plastic that isn't going to tint and taint very, very easily. It's going to stay lovely and clear, so you've got it. We've still got the firm bottom on the bottom of there. Everything is reinforced with them all. I've not even mentioned it's all reinforced stitching. They're not going to crack. They're not going to fall apart. They're going to, you know, be really useful. Don't just think of them for craft. Think of this. I mean, these, I was saying, can you imagine? I haven't even shown you this one. Packing cases for your suitcase. Yeah. Wouldn't that be absolutely brilliant? But, you know, if you could bear to part with them, I'm thinking my husband would like these for his fishing tackle.
Yeah.
He'll have to buy his own set. He's not having mine. Not that I've got a set yet. You know, they'd be brilliant for keeping in the car. If you want a set, you know, if you've got small children, so you want a few toys in the car, or you want effectively like a baby changing bag just to keep in the car.
Yeah. What about all your chargers? Don't know about you, but I've got like 40 million different chargers.
All your chargers would go lovely in there. Wires to keep your drawers tight. Oh, our drawers are right mess with all the chargers in. But this one's really good. Again, your two handles, so everything is really easy to pick up. And because of that firm bottom, it's not going to contort and lose its shape. But again, white clean. So should the unfortunate happen and you get a leakage of like your glue or a paint, it's all going to stay contained within there. $11.99, $14.95, but your platinum price is $9.59 or $11.96. And just keeping up with the theme, 25 bonus points. And then we've got the little one from the bundle. Now remember, everything that we've put in these is just for illustration. This one we've put foam pads, pokey tools, glitters, all of those. You can put whatever you want in these. We did do a bundle last week where we were going the bag plus some extras, but we found that you all are really preferring to buy the bags empty, no extras, and build your own bundle. And then if you want pen trays, you'll buy your pen trays or what have you. So you like this. So this one it's still 4 inches high, but it's 5.5 by 5.5. So again, look at that. Everything works. They're all modular, I think. So if you had one of those and two of those, that would make a lovely little, you know, companion. Those work side by side like that. And with these, I'm thinking you could possibly go, you know, it's not quite modular, but you know, you could work it. If you put that way round, there we go. If I put that way round, there we go. That works, look. So if I had another small one here, I've got a lovely modular system just there. They all work perfectly. Still all the same characteristics of the others. The wide opening lid, the extra hinge, the reinforced stitching, the clear packaging, the two handles, and the reinforced base. So we're just carrying it through all of them. $8.99, $11.95. Your platinum price for this is going to drop all the way down to £7.19 or $9.56. And again, your bonus 25 points. So build your basket. Make sure you get to that bit. So use your codes where you can. Don't forget to put those in at checkout. 5 off 30 or 10 off 50. Make sure you build your bundle. Now, time is ticking on. We've got about half an hour of the show left. We'll show you a couple more of our Second Chance Sunday deals. But first, Craig is going to show us another demo using these brilliant dual-tipped Classic pens. What are you going to show us, Craig?
So we're actually going to have a look at something we looked at this morning on Play Your Crafts, right? And that's the Connie Fong stamps here. So what I'm going to do is I've got my actual cardstock. So I've got my Nina cardstock here. I'm just chopping a little bit out because within these stamps what we've got is we've got the dies. So I'll just quickly run this one through and stamp it out and then we'll get colour in. So I'm just going to take my actual die set. So I'm just going to pop these ones on into place. Now with these ones here, we talked about this morning why certainly I prefer to die cut and then stamp afterwards, and that's for me. For me, my fear, my worry is you stamp it out, you spend all that time doing all that lovely colouring, you pop the die over the top, and even if you secure it with low tack tape, just in case the die slips, and then there it has, it's ruined all that time that you've spent doing the actual colouring. So I'm going to take my actual die cut piece and my alcohol proof ink pad. So let's go in with the stamp here. So I'm going to stamp this one up. I'm going to go in with my 6x6 and my stamping mat. So I've got these ones here, so I don't need that anymore. So let's move that out the way, move that one out the way. And then I'm just going to pop my stamp into place. I'm going to ink this one up. I've just gone back to my Noir Black for this one, alcohol-proof ink pad, with our Classiques being alcohol inks, alcohol pens. So stamp that one up. I'm then just going to go in, and then what I'm going to do is, do it the right way around. There we go. So upside down, that's why. I'm thinking, how can I die cut that back to front, and I've not? It's because it's the wrong way round. So what I do is I just like to use the contrast of the purple matte behind, and then all that I'm doing is, because we've got our spring loaded feet, what I'm doing is I'm just lightly pressing that into position. Once I'm happy with that light white halo that I can see all the way round, what I can then do is I can then just come along and I can then just apply my pressure. I always like to keep one hand still and then move the other one, and then I swap. That's just my personal preference when it comes to stamping. And then we've then got our perfect stamped impression, and then I now know that it's stamped, it's cut, and then I can do the colouring, and I don't need to worry about potentially colouring first, then die cutting, and then it's slipping. So let's go in with some purples here. So let's go in with our, let's do PL2, let's do PL3 and PL4 for this one. So let's go in with that lighter tone. So I'm going to go in the individual kind of pleats of our dress. Now when it comes to this one, what I'm going to do with that lighter tone, I'm just going to go in, and then I'm just going to come in and colour down here. So I'm just going to start at the top, this one being my light that I'm laying down. Kind of essentially, as I like to think about it, as I'm priming my cardstock. I'm giving it a nice layer of that light tone first. You will find that Sarah, for instance, maybe do it a slightly different way. She won't necessarily come along and do the light tone first. She'll go straight in with the dark, medium and light. Neither of us are right or wrong ways. You will find your preferred way. But what I would do is I would go on and have a look. Certainly go back onto our YouTube channel and watch Leanne's education shows when it comes to alcohol colouring or any colouring, and then just find what way you feel that you get a really, really good effect of colouring. Whether you go in and do it the way that Leanne will show you that I do it, laying down that light tone first, or if you do go in and just go direct in with that dark, then blend, it's up to yourself. So just going in into here, just preserving my bit of highlight for now, and then I can go in with that darker. So my darkest one is PL4, so it's Regal. So I'm going to go in with my actual bullet nib. And then once again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. So where it really would be quite dark, where you've got that darkness just underneath the stems of the flowers, underneath our little our band of our dress, underneath our arms, that's where we're going to have that darker tone. And then depending on the pleats of the dress, I'm just going to extend some of them. So here I'm just going to come down at an angle and a little bit further down. Same with here, just down a little bit further. So I'm just going to come in and then start to colour down at an angle and pull down, and just coming in that same direction. So for this one, let's then go in with the mid-tone, which I've got, which is PL3, and then crossing over where that dark meets the light, I'm just blending that out. So I can come all the way down here, finishing that one off. Down to here, we can do that one. I'm going to come in here, do it down into here, letting that alcohol also evaporate as it catches, giving it a few moments, just blend that out. And then what I'm going to do is let's go back into the darkest tone, PL4, and then I make it easier for myself just to turn it around. So let's just go along the base just here. So let's just go in where that would have that darkness, into here, and then what we can then do is then go back in with that mid-tone, blend that one in. So just work my way up. Let's work our way up to my preserved highlight, and then we can come back again with that lightest tone, which is the PL2, and then just blend that one out. So let's just go up, blend out, down into here, and then where we've got that kind of connection, so to speak, that alcohol will evaporate, and you can see how you start to get the actual pleats and flourish.
You can almost see the swish, can't you?
You can, can't you?
Feel that swish coming in, and really, it's horrible to say, an easy to achieve technique.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I'm not trying to, you know, that sounds awful.
No,
doesn't it?
no, not
easy,
at all.
that is. But no, I don't mean it like that. What I mean is, you've broken that down to show us it really isn't something too difficult to do.
No, it's not. It really isn't. I have, again, whether you choose to go the way that many of us will do it like this, with laying down that lighter tone first, try it the way Sarah and a few others do it as well, by just going straight in with the dark, medium and light. But if you were, for instance, if you do it this week, you can see I am just laying down that lighter tone first, and then it's all about that direction of where your dark shade's going to be, your dark and your light shade. And then at this point now, Corrine, we simply are dark, medium and light. Blend them out together, and it really is. It's one of those things where try not overcomplicate it, keep it really quite simple. Yeah. So as you can see.
I agree with you, I do it the same way as you, but that lighter colour saturates the card. That means that when you go in with the other colours, you can actually see it pool and puddle on the cardstock. And when you get that pooling and puddling, your blending is so much easier, because you've actually got liquid ink almost sitting on top of the card for a few minutes, and you will find it really does use the right cardstock and, like, you know, the base layer underneath, so that it doesn't just sit underneath, and you will get these amazing results. And just looking at that, I can almost see that it feels like that piece of fabric is going underneath that top pleat that you've not yet coloured, and you almost can feel, you know, when a little girl jumps up and then comes down and her skirt bellows out. That's how I feel. That's what I'm thinking when I see that. Her feet are pointing down, and I just feel like she's coming down, and her skirt is blousing out. You know, blossoming out.
Yeah, as if so she's just floating down, and I mean this in the cutest of way, but you know, when you're floating down, it's like the dress is just flowing upwards. It's just coming upwards, and then you've got that nice flow, that nice directional flow of the dress.
We've got lots of comments, and I'm hoping I'm going to get those, but I've just noticed one from Deanna.
Yeah.
How do you choose when to use Nina versus multi-purpose cardstock?
So,
quick one while you're colouring.
So when I'm doing my alcohol colouring, it's always Nina. Always. The only way that or the only time I tend to use multi-purpose is either if I have run out of Nina, which is very, very slim, because I am fortunate, say I did, I can always borrow a few sheets from here. But if I either run out of Nina, or say I am wanting to do a little bit of alcohol colouring, but I'm not overly concerned about a really strong blend, you know, whether I want that build up, I'm just going to go in and do a light bit of colouring. That's when I'll use. So
I don't know about you, but all my sentiment stamps I just put straight onto multi-purpose, almost without thinking. Because you just go straight in with a black ink, aren't you, or your pebble or whatever it is. Multi-purpose is brilliant for your mats and layers, your card bases, construction, all that sort of thing, because your Nina is that little bit lighter. But yeah, if you're doing alcohol ink pens, don't use Nina for watercolour. No. That's when you want your watercolour cardstock. No. Nina isn't constructed. Nina has long fibres so that ink can wick down, and that's how you get your blend. Multi-purpose cardstock has a much shorter fibres. The ink's going to go on and it's going to stop. It can't wick down the fibres. When I say longer fibres, I'm not talking like longer, I exaggerate. Little tiny, but they're longer than in your multi-purpose. That is why your Nina blends so well, because those fibres are that much longer and allow the ink to travel. There you go, as compared to your multi-purpose.
For sure, but always Nina, always Nina.
Perfect, thank you. Hopefully that helps our Dina. So yeah, I mean, it's something that ask these questions all the time.
Exactly,
Yes, I'd like to. Oh, we've got Laurie watching us. She says she never normally watches CTV live. She says, hello from Michigan. She started crafting some bunting today because she's got a combined coronation and Kentucky Derby party on May the 6th.
Oh, I'm intrigued to know more about that.
Yeah. So, you know, you said you're off at the beginning of May. Will you have made it up to Scotland by May the 6th for the coronation?
No, because that's the Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, and that's that's
officially the first beginning of your holiday.
Saturday the 6th. I'll be day off that day. And then I'll come off from the Sunday onwards. But yeah, no, I'll still be here the first half of that week.
Right.
So I'll be here.
If you've got any plans for a party. We've not got any plans for a party yet.
I haven't organised, or I don't know of anything that I'm doing yet. If anyone in Crafters Companion or any friends that nearby are planning on doing something and want to invite me, I am more than welcome. More than happy to come along. I've got no plans at the moment. So yeah, it would be good to do something. I just don't know what yet.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Be nice just to get into the atmosphere. Have a nice day, a few days. It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Perfect.
It won't be long in coming round.
I know, it'll come round really quick. How about that? Look at that. You can see the dimension. It looks shiny, doesn't it?
It has.
Absolutely perfect.
And then what I've done with this bit, Corrine, is I've just lifted that highlight a little bit higher, so it's as if the light of the pleat's coming down, but of course if you've got that pleat that's just trailing back up again, it's going to be that little bit higher up that we can see just down in that point there. I'm just going to leave it there because anymore I'm going to rush, and I'm actually going to take this home because I'm really enjoying colouring this image. So I'm going to take this one home. But yeah, if you are going to be going in with the pleats, looks lovely like that. You want to enhance it with maybe if you've got a white gel pen, then you can then enhance it with that one, maybe from your Academy of Colour or just an inexpensive one. But yeah,
do you know what I'm thinking, Craig?
Yeah.
That would look gorgeous mounted on a deep border die cut.
Oh, have we got anything like that launching anytime soon? Have we got a first look anytime soon?
We might have a first look for those tomorrow, might we? There we go. But no. Lovely. Right, we're going to do a demo of the show in a minute. Lovely. Linda's loving your colouring, Craig. Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably have to answer these because I've got them here. Rosalind says, do these bags fit in the portable craft room? That's that big trolley, isn't it? The one we've got down at Homemaker. Absolutely, yes, they will. And then Linda Varquez says, Corrine, in the long rectangle storage, will the two tri-bends fit end to end the long way? I want to find a place to store all my tri-bends together when travelling inside my portable craft room. There we go. Look at that, Linda. Hopefully, I was reading the comments. Look at that. More than enough space. I would be tempted, however, to go with the smaller rectangle. There, it's still longer. You could even get a little ink pad at the end. I would be tempted, rather than do that one long one, because it's not like they're not designed to fit and things will move around, I think I'd be tempted to go with two of these rather than one long one if I was using them for my tri-blend storage. Can you see? You've got that little bit of extra space, whereas when I bring this one in, I've got let me bring it down. I've got a lot of space. They're going to rattle around, I think. So, personally, I would go for two of the small rectangles if you feel that you've got that many pens. I don't know how many pens you've got. Get one, maybe two, rather than long. But you could get the two side by side, length by length in there. So, yeah, hopefully that helps. So we're going to look at Sarah Ibbetson's picture in a minute. Thea has placed her order. We've convinced her there. There you go. Absolutely perfect. And Samantha's still saying she loves the Connie Fong stamps. So we have two finished demos from this show, and they are that gorgeous yellow rose.
We do. We've got one of them that you can see there. And I have put in that, although we didn't do it completely, but I was showing you with some of the colours, so it's number 2. So 1 or 2.
Oh, Susie loves the gold glitter behind that second one.
So effective, so striking.
Yes, absolutely gorgeous. So pick 1 or 2, and then we will then be able to do demo of the day. But here is Sarah Ibbetson's picture of her take on the craft along. Wow.
Isn't
there you go.
That
she's
beautiful?
sort of very. Oh, I love how she's put the bow in as well. Isn't that bow gorgeous? And then the flowers round the sentiment. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing that. She hasn't used feathers, but I actually don't think it needs it
No.
because she's put the little bow on. I think that looks plenty. That is gorgeous. Right, now, this is another mystery bag we had from the Easter weekend. So this is absolutely fantastic value. So for £35 or $45, your platinum price is £28 or $36. Don't forget you're going to get the bonus points on there. If you're in the US, straight away you're going to be able to do your spend, save 5 off 30. There you go. Now, look at this. You're going to get your pastels luxury mixed cardstock in there, 12 by 12, all 24 sheets. This is a staple.
My favourite.
Craig's nodding, I was nodding, I was in with Debbie, she thought it was perfect. You're also going to get your die-cut gift bags. So you've got 180 GSM, you've got the gift bag pads. So these, basically, they rip out, they're pre-cut, pre-scored, and then you can make your gift bags with those. Absolutely gorgeous. You've even got your pre-die-cut tags at the end. Really easy to do. Just look back on any of our previous shows and you'll see. Now, if I then went and said, plus one of your chalkboard stamps, I remember from the weekend, that was your £35, $45. There you go. That's what you bought. But everything else is effectively for free. Because look, it says it should be, oh, thank you, upside down. Maybe our Australian viewers might want to watch. There we go. You're going to get your Tea Party cascading card.
Yeah.
Waterfall card, that's the word I wanted. You're going to get a set of tri-colour pens. These are the ones, this is again the ones we were looking at earlier, Botanicals, Cool Marine and Rich Florals. You're going to get another chalkboard stamp. You're going to get your Just For You sentiment stamps. Remember, you're not paying anything for all of these. You've got your Happy Easter 100 stickers. I love these. I love all the things you can do with those. You're going to get your Farmhouse 3D die cut toppers. You're getting 21 in those. 3D die cut toppers. Wow, that was hard to say. Life is tough, but so are you. I keep forgetting to add in the so are you. Life is tough.
Life is tough.
Life is tough.
Just leave it there. Leave
So
it there.
remember the last bit, it's very important.
Life's more than tough.
You're going to get May you be forever blessed. I forgot about that one. You're getting that for free, effectively. And you're getting 1 metre of pom-pom trim. There you go, pom-pom trim. There you go. Now, all of that, look at all of those bits, you are not paying for because the value of this bag can be found in these 3 items. £35, $45. Your platinum price is £28 or $36. Because it's from our Easter weekend, you're getting your extra 50 bonus points. There we go. Oh, we're going back to the pens. There we go, because these I've got, I think the more Craig's used them, excuse me, I'm going to have to dip down, I put them away. I didn't know I was coming back to these. I think the more Craig has used them and the more our Liam was showing that gorgeous array of colours, the more you have loved those, yeah. So, this is a 60 pen marker set. They are our classic pens, which are an alcohol-based pen. You're going to get your brown selections, all of those. Now, each one of these, we're getting 2 colour groups, 2 colour families within each pack of the browns. You're getting the turquoises, which are so beautiful, and right down to the really strong ones. You're getting the yellows, which have got those 3 that Craig coloured that rose stamp with earlier. You're getting your greys, and this is where he picked up his grey to outline it. You've also got your, you've got your, that's your blend one. Sorry, I was thinking it was another one. So you've got loads of lovely greys on there. This is the one I was thinking of. Yes, your shade and tone. You've got your noir, jet black or noir black, and also your blender pen in this set. So it's really, really important. Shade and tone, you've got the browns, the greys, and all of those. You've got your dark skin, which is going to be perfect for your skin, like we said, feathers, fur, hair, all of those, but also for your, botanical images. You've got your pinks. Absolutely beautiful, and we used that this morning when we were colouring in our image. You've got your greens, which is where those DG colours have come from that we've seen so much of today. You've also got your purples, look at those colours, and this is where all that angel colour came from, and also your blues with your true blue and your ice blue. Absolutely gorgeous colours. If you want all of those, this means that you've got 10 sets, £60 or $85. 10 sets, that's making them £6 a set or £1 a pen. There you go. Your platinum price is even less at £48 or $68. There we go. Oh, right, I need to look at my things. Demo of the show. Wow, this is so quick. I'm trying to think all the things we've got to do. Demo of the show goes to, and I'm so pleased about this, demo number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
Demo number 1.
Awesome.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we are.
Look at that.
Linda liked my answer to her question about the pen storage. She's made up her mind, so I think that's it. She's ordered now. Rain's Kitty says, I love watching live now. Thank you. I'm not a morning person at all, but I found I'm more likely to get up early in the AM to watch than I am to get up early when just setting the alarm to get up for work. It's always easier to get up for something fun, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Right, these are our 3 cards for demo of the day. We got our first one from our Once Upon a Time that Craig did this morning. Absolutely beautiful. We've got the Craft Along just here, a fully 3D project. And then that's number 2. And number 3 is our gorgeous roses on there. Absolutely beautiful. I know which one is my favourite, but I don't know whether it's going to win. 1, 2 or 3, please choose. We've got a couple of minutes, but not too long. There we go. So yes, we'll do that. Quick question, Craig, and I don't know the answer. Do you know, Patricia Watling has asked if the bullet nibs are different on the tri-blends to the Classiques?
No, they're the
same nib?
They're the same, yep.
Craig answered that one. Same nib, but just the different pens. So yes, there we are. So yeah, if you like colouring with the tri-blends, you'll get on with the Classiques. If you like colouring with the Classiques, then you should get on with the tri-blends there. Now, we mentioned the pens. If you want to get to the pens, the perfect accompaniment for this is your pen storage. You're going to get 6 trays. Each tray holds 12 pens. Craig gave you a really lovely sort of interactive demonstration of how this works. Stack them up high, stack them out to the side. It's entirely up to you. These will even go in your portable craft room as well, because we use them down at Hobby Maker in ours. They're half price today, so it's a perfect opportunity. Buy 2 and you feel like you've only had to pay for 1. So yeah, I like that theory. $9.99 or $12.47. Your platinum price today is $7.99 or $9.98. This has been the busiest item across the whole of the day. We've literally sold hundreds and hundreds. I know everyone says that, but we have actually sold hundreds and hundreds of these today. So I don't know how long they will last for. I don't know how many we had. Probably quite a lot, but there you go. We shall see how that goes. Now, if you have bought that stamp bundle, you might be thinking, how can I store them? So we have our small stamp folder with 1 pack of acrylic storage panels. So those panels cling to your, or make your stamps cling to them absolutely perfectly. So you can, if you store your stamps at home or if you're out and about on the road, you've got those there too. £16 or $17.50. We're saving 15%, but your platinum price, I like that price more, £12.80 or $14. Now, it's all about the stamps and the colouring, so how about using your rocker blocks? I'm not afraid to admit that when I first started, I was scared of rocker blocks, but I have been converted big time. You see me use them all the time. It's a half price deal for all 6 of those rocker blocks. That's the full collection, isn't it? I think 6 rocker blocks. Yeah, the full collection comes in 2 packs. $9.99 or $13.95. If you haven't tried them, please, please, please give them a go. You won't be disappointed. Like I say, I was scared of them just because they were the unknown. I'd had bad experiences with a flat stamping block, but those work really, really well. Your platinum price for those is $7.99 or $9.98. Now, demo of the day, I'm not surprised, goes to number 2. I suspected it would. There's been so much love for that. before the show, after the show, during the show and after the show. So well done, Craig. That is going on the wall, ready for tomorrow for demo of the week. And over he comes.
Your mic's gone.
There he comes. Your mic's gone, has it? All right.
Your mic's gone.
Oh, my mic's gone.
Your mic's gone.
All right, I'll talk into your chest then, right, okay. So, we're back tomorrow.
We are indeed.
You're here.
Yes, I am indeed.
I'm there.
Yeah, bit of a change though tomorrow, isn't it, when it comes to
I'll
the
let you
shows?
tell them because you've got the mic.
So tomorrow, myself and Corrine, we're going to be on. So the first show of the day is 2 hours, but it's Second Chance Sunday. So we're going to go over everything that you'll have seen over this past week. The middle show is just 1 hour. And it's the first look of our deep frame dies, deep border dies that Corrine you're going to be demonstrating. Favourite die set potentially of all time for me.
And you're going to bring in your samples that you've made.
I'll bring in the samples
Perfect.
for sure. And then we're going to finish early.
We are, we're going home.
We are indeed. And then Ben and Sarah. Sarah's back. You have got, for you guys stateside, you've got a 3 hour, Johnny?
Yep.
USA warehouse clearance as well. So that's going to be 5 till 8. So that's UK time, 5 till 8. So that is going to be that little bit earlier as well. So keep an eye out. Of course, here in the UK, I know that you still tend to watch anyway, which you can do on the USA page. But yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow. 2 hours, Second Chance Sunday, 1 hour, first look with myself and Corrine, and then Ben and Sarah for the 3 hours at the end of the day.
Yep. Yep, make sure you use that code that it's going, oh, they can hear me, there we go, it's on down there, that spend more to save more, 5 off 30 or 10 off 50. So there you go. Remember, that's pounds, dollars or euros, wherever you're shopping. Right, we're going to go.
We are indeed.
And we'll be back in the morning.
We are. I'm going to pour myself a gin and watch Britain's Got Talent. That starts tonight.
I might have a glass of wine while I watch Casualty.
Oh, there you go then. It's a good one.
We're sorted, aren't we?
That's
absolutely sorted. We're going to let John go home because he's had a long day today. He's been so busy. He's been so busy. So we shall let he's there. He's covered in glitter as well. He's not impressed. He's covered. There he is. Hi, John. Wave. Hi. Look, he hasn't stopped all day. Not. Tracy's coming in tomorrow. John can have a day off. There we go. He's smiling. Right, thank you for joining us. It's been absolutely lovely. I'm so glad you loved the craft along. There was so much love for that. But for now, we'll say goodbye and we'll see you in the morning.
Bye.